Hello guys, I'm Philip and today I'm going to start a new commentary which I plan on finishing this time because I'm not going to go back to Kingdom Hearts because that game's way too long, so I thought I'd start with one of my favourite games, Sonic the Hedgehog CD. For all of you unaware, I am playing the 2011 remake by Christian White, well his nickname is Taxman, and Christian Whitehead. I think he remade this game from the ground up in 2011. This came out, I think. This is a fantastic remake. It's the best version of Sonic CD you can buy. So as you just saw, I just changed the soundtracks. Yes, a new feature added in this version of the game is you can change the soundtracks from the Japanese or US. Of course, I chose the Japanese soundtrack because that's the superior version. At first you can only choose Sonic. You unlock Tails after you complete the game for one time. After that you can place Tails as many times as you desire. And you'll hear something in me which may seem a bit odd if you didn't play Sonic CD on the original Sega CD or the Gems collection. Okay, as you can hear, this 2-2 Sonic Warrior, or You Can Do Anything, is missing lyrics. I researched a bit into this. The reason for this is, I think the original people who either wrote the song or sung it died, and Sega were unable to get the copyright license for it. So I think they just made an instrumental, but this still is awesome. You know, they added in a bit too much electric guitar for my liking, but I love this animated intro though. Unlike the first Sonic fan film, this is what a Sonic film should be. Animated like this. If they did something like this, I'd watch that. But no, they had to do, well, I suppose that wasn't Sega, that was Eddie Lebron who did that. I respect for what he did, but that film was not good. I was gonna do a commentary on it, but I never got round to it. Okay, first stage, Palmtree Panic. This is basically your typical tropical level for the game. You've got everything that you need in a Sonic game. You've got the lush environments, etc, etc. So at the moment, these first stages I go very slow. And that is because, well, I'm trying to get 50 rings because the main gimmick of this game is time travel. There are two methods which you can do this. I do not show one of these off in this video, but next time I record a part I'll be sure to show it off. Okay, the first part is, as you may have seen me pass, there's past and future signs scattered across the level. If you hit either of these, you have to go at a high speed, 88 miles per hour, like Back to the Future, to time travel. And by doing this, you can go to a future or past. One method is you go to the past and you have to destroy a robot capsule which Dr. Robotnik has placed around the level. If you destroy this, then you are guaranteed a good future for that level. Or another method of doing this is, by collecting 50 rings and jumping into the giant ring at the end of a stage, you encounter a special stage in which you can gain a time stone. But granted, these time stones do not give you any kind of super form from completing them. But they are basically just to get the good ending, which may be worth it, but nothing really changes. For if you want me to spoil a 20-year-old game, all which changes is basically Sonic throws a... No, what does change? Sonic throws a rock at Dr. Robotnik's machine and a little planet gets free. And if, as you've just saw pass, we just passed Amy Rose, who first debuted in this game. And she doesn't do much in this game, so this is her most tolerable form. You don't see her much though. I believe you only see her 3 times in the game. Okay, so we encounter the first special stage. These special stages are done a bit differently to Sonic 2's. Basically, you're still on a 3D plane, but it's not about collecting rings or getting the Chaos Emerald at the end like Sonic 1 or Sonic 2 respectively. It's about destroying these UFOs that are just scattered around the level. But the thing is, these special stages, I think the sense of depth kind of makes it a bit harder, because as you see, as you get closer to the UFOs, they sometimes shrink if you're at a different angle. But I did this one pretty quickly, so it all works out. Okay, time stone number 1. How many? I believe there are. I can't remember how many time stones there are. I think there are 8. Oh god, I love the Japanese soundtrack though. The American soundtrack has some tunes which I like when we get to Tidal Tempest. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I prefer the American version. I think it's more catchy. Okay, I spent a long time in this stage, I believe. I think clocking on 4 minutes, which is ridiculous, but every time I got close to 50 rings, I'd get a rope, one of the badniks would just hit me, which got really annoying after a while. Oh god, I tried to travel to the past there to showcase what it does, but I wasn't successful. That's the normally way I time travel in these stages. So, it's easy. I believe it's easier to get to the future than it is to the past. Don't count me on that. I think the reason that is because you don't need to go to the future at all, unless you want to see a good future, which normally just has, I don't know, just animals roaming around. It's all bright and colourful, like it is now actually. But you don't need to go to the future. If you're not bothered with the time stones, what you need to worry about is going to the past. But going to, as you saw there, you need to gain a lot of speed. That's not okay. So maybe I should start talking about the development of this game. Okay, so while Sonic 2 was being developed in America, this game was being coincided with release in Japan, I believe. I think this game was actually started development before Sonic 2, but came out in '93. Yeah, this game came out in '93, so I think that's the reason why, even released after Sonic 2, things seem a bit dated. Like, for example, this 2011 re-release fixes a lot of things. Like, as you see, the spin dash is the same as Sonic 2's. If you were playing the original Sonic CD, you would not have that spin dash. You'd have this. I call it a beta spin dash because it doesn't really how it work how it's supposed to be. Basically, the original spin dash in Sonic CD kind of worked like it does in the modern Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic games. You can't use it until it's fully charged up. Like, you can't just hit and go, you have to wait till it's fully charged up. But this isn't really a problem, as this game introduced a new move, which only appeared in the handheld titles, and the Game Gear titles, which is the Super Peel Out. As I saw earlier, upon pressing up and holding the spin dash button, Sonic will, his legs will start whirring around and they hold out his arms. When you release the button, he will do a Super Peel Out, giving him a burst of speed, which I believe is faster than the spin dash. So a method to replace the spin dash in the original Sonic CD, all you do is the Super Peel Out and immediately roll into a ball. However, this would not always work. And my game, I don't know, I'm sorry if there's a bit of slowdown here, but I really don't know what happened because this is my first time playing the PC version of this game. Because I own the PS3 version, but I recently invested in this version of the game. Okay, so I got 21 rings here, so I need to get more because I'm doing the time stone method because I find it a lot easier. I know there's some people who don't, and it's preference really. If you prefer getting time stones, you prefer getting time stones, but oh no, it's just the old classic formula. I think I've mentioned that this game is my favourite classic game out of the series, and well, I don't know what it is really. I just think this game is more exciting than the others. Like, okay, Sonic 2's a close second. I respect Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I haven't played it enough to, I don't know, there's something about it. I wouldn't say it's slower to me, it just doesn't, I need to replay it anyway, because I own the Sonic and Knuckles collection on PC, which has gimped music, because in that version it uses MIDI files instead of the original Genesis sound font, so it sounds like shit. So I really need to invest in a Mega Drive, which you can get pretty cheap now, but like, I saw one for £40 on eBay with downloadable games and you can still buy carts for it, so I was thinking of investing in that once I have the money, because the money is tight for me at the moment. Anyway, that was Palmtree Panic. Not a lot I can say. even though we haven't really finished the stage yet, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Sorry about the clicks, I have to keep checking if my voice is still recording, because that would be very annoying if it wasn't. Okay, now on to the second special stage. One of the things I really do like about these special stages, I really like the backgrounds on them. Some of them get really interesting, but I don't know, they don't suit the mood at all. You know, they're nice looking, but it's just a wacky special stage, I guess. Okay, one thing I should mention, if I haven't mentioned this already, sorry for repeating myself. If you step into water, it will drain your time dramatically, so be careful not to step into water. And those springs do more bad than good, I swear. Every time I seem to step in one, it doesn't work. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Anyway, I do this special stage relatively quickly as well, and get the second time stone in the game. So there's either 6 or 5 more to go. I can't remember how many. I think there's 8. Because the title screen the save. Oh yeah, another thing this game has, a save feature. I'm not sure if the original had one. I know the Gems collection did, but I think the Sega CD. I never played the Sega CD version, so it might have done. But this has a handy save feature, which displays how many time stones you have and how many time stones you need. Oh, I love the future tune for Palmtree Panic 3. It's really, really good. I just prefer the Japanese soundtrack overall. It's probably my favourite Sonic soundtrack. Like, I love the boss theme as well. I think the boss theme represents more Robotnik than the... Okay, the American version for me represents more what the game is. It represents the atmosphere. This is supposed to be a pretty dark game, so the American version suits the mood more, whilst the Japanese version is more wacky, but the Japanese version is just more Sonic-like to me. Anyway, I love doing that. Okay. Anyway, that was Palmtree Panic. Thank you guys. See you next time in Collision Chaos, I believe. See you then.